Scheduling a job. What I've got in front of me here is an exhibition stand job for NEC, and I've got three phases of the job. There's the design planning, the set build and the set dressing. Now I want to schedule these for my client, and I'm going to start by putting in the deadline here, which I've set at 10th of July 2010. Okay, now what's going to drive the actual dates for each of the milestones is these two fields here. This first field, days, represents how many days production that stage of the job is going to take. So I'm going to say design planning is going to take me 20 days. After that, it's going to go to the client and they're going to consider it for 20 days. And you can see it's starting to put dates in already. Now the set build, actually on-site building the set, is going to take a team of 4 days. Then there's going to be a gap before the dressers can come in of 1 day, and that will give my client time to come around and say, yeah, it's all fine. Then the set dressers are going to be on site for 2 days. That's it, that's the end of the schedule. Now you can see this deadline is now the last date in my milestone set. So I've got Friday 9th of July, the day before the deadline is due, is the last day of sign-off. The completion date is the end of the production days, and then the start date is when that production has to start in order to hit the deadline. And it follows that same logic back through each of the milestones. So I can see here that in order to get this project to complete by Friday the 9th of July, I've got to start it on Monday the 3rd of May. So let's see how that would look if we expressed it as a Gantt chart. To do that, I'm going to my Actions palette and I'm going to click the Gantt chart button. I don't want to include any job tasks, I just want the main phases of the job. So I'm going to say no to that. And here's my Gantt chart. Now this is a very simple Gantt chart. All it does is schematically lay out the series of dates. On here the green represents the time in production and the blue represents the gap, which it may be with the client or it may be waiting for a supplier. Whatever kind of gap that means, it means that we're not working on it. Then the red and the orange both represent deadlines at the end of each phase. So I'm going to put that away. I also might want to look at this as a calendar, in which case I'm going to click on the printer icon and say I want to print a schedule. Now this will also offer me whether a Gantt chart or a plan, and I'm going to say a plan. What this is going to produce is a monthly plan, a calendar for this particular project. So that's just putting that together. Okay, and here's my plan. And if I reduce that to fit it in, what that's going to do is give me from the start each of the days that I've got activity that I've got to do through each of the months that this project's got to be active until it gets to the end in July. And that's the calendar plan for the job, and that's scheduling in jobs.